This Map First Impressions video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Pure Netherlands from Mike Modding. This map can be found over at www.mike-modding.com, as you can see here in the preview slide, or over at modhoster.com. I will leave links to both of those locations in the description below. Some key notable aspects of this map is that there are custom animal pins and a custom animal type in calves. We also have in here some custom animal requirements. So we'll go ahead and jump on in and take a look at all of the custom animal areas as we get to them on our map 4. Go ahead and pick up our Mahindra. Camera collision across here, and this one too. Pull up our log. Now there is an warning right here, as you can see, related to the farm land layer. Let me scroll back up to that. See, warning, farmland IDs not set for all pixel in farmland layer. So this is a warning that relates to buying of farmland. What we may find is in gameplay, you may find that there are areas of a field that should be owned that for some reason basically come up and say that we don't own the field. That would be that when the mapper painted all of the farm areas, basically he skipped one little pixel or a series of pixels in that layer. So, I mean, it could be very easily to miss one single pixel, and that would cause this warning to pop up. We also have an error related to failure to open a specific Netherlands vehicles.xml file, and that explains why when you pop into the map, there are 0 starting vehicles. So this error basically gets this corrected, then we'll have some starting vehicles here in the map. The way it lands right now, there is no starting vehicle equipment on any play mode. All right, so here we are, and right here is the PDA. So we really don't have to pull up the PDA image because we have it right here on a giant wall poster inside of our farmhouse. Ready to play Pure Netherlands right there on his computer. Go ahead and just get outside the farmhouse, and then we'll take a look at everything. Of course, we can basically browse around the farmhouse should we so wish. And here we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA here in the escape menu. And let's take a look at the lands. So you can see that we start out owning a fairly large amount of the map. Up here we own area 7, 3, 6, 8, and 9. We have this animal area over here that we own, as well as owning 26, 27, this animal area here, and then the animal area over here. Oddly enough, though, we do not own this area up here. Starting farm where we start with our farmhouse. Interesting enough. So let's check some of the field prices around here. So 38, 40. So fields are fairly expensive here. $500,000, $700,000. Then we can go with some smaller areas. $67,000. Field 5 is $33,000. 25, which appears to include maybe some forestry, here is $550,000. Okay. And now let's take a look at the sell points. So we have 3 main sell points on the map that take our crops, and then some random occasional sell points like the BGA cow farm also takes potatoes and sugar beets, which is rather interesting. And when we take a look at the cow areas, you're going to see that sugar beets is actually a part of their dietary requirement here on the map. We have 2 sell points for eggs. We have 2 sell points for milk, as well as a wool and cotton sell point. Sell points for hay, straw, and grass. In addition, there is a BGA on the map that you can purchase. Also have some additional crops here on the map. We have carrots, onions, and beets. Looks like. As I said in the start of the video, we do not start with any equipment at the start due to that error in the log when we load up the map. While we do start with animal pens, we do not have any particular animals in those pens at the beginning either. Let's take a look at the garage, and you'll see we don't start with anything owned as far as vehicles, like I said, or leased, but we do have the custom animal areas that we can come in here and sell. So we have a custom cow farm, sheep area, pig farm, couple custom pig farms, horse area. We've got some in-game silage bunkers and a modded medium bunker. And then we have some vehicle haul buildings and some other buildings. And we have some greenhouses here on the map. And take a look here. We do have a windmill on the map, and it does indeed earn us $650 per hour, depending on our play mode. So in here, we are doing this particular video on normal mode. So $650 per hour. Let's demonstrate that. So you can see we are at $100,890, and it's 7 a.m. Okay, if we fast forward time here to 8, you see now we have $101,780. So we are indeed earning money per hour as a result of that windmill. If we don't want it, we can sell it. Speaking of custom things, let's take a look at our placeable area. We can indeed also put down the custom animal pens. We also have a couple custom water stations put down, greenhouses, and then we have windmills down here. Looks like we have maybe 3 different styles of windmill. Now, there are some language aspects here missing in the map. This may be because I have, of course, my language is set to English, and that is not the primary language of the map author. So that may be why we are seeing those issues. He may not have run across that in his testing. We also have custom animal pens, but no custom farmhouse. So if we sell, well, we can't sell. We cannot sell the custom farmhouse, but for that purpose, we cannot put down any additional farmhouses since we can't get rid of this one. So let's go ahead and kind of do a visual flyover of the map, and then we'll come back here and kind of do a tour of the farm area. All right, so let's go ahead and play Superman, Take to the Skies, and then just take a look around. Map is bordered on all sides by water, are a virtual Netherland island. Right there's our farmhouse and our starting area. Those are our 4 greenhouses that we start out with. We have a custom horse area right across the way. Way down south and just kind of do a big loop of the map. We have lots of fields, and most of these fields are bordered by drainage ditches. So merging these together is going to be difficult unless you use the landscape function in order to basically get the land up above the water plane, and then you can probably merge some of those fields. That is a new aspect to 19. If this map looked like this in 17, you wouldn't really be able to merge those fields like that. Here we have a BGA down here. That is the BGA that we can purchase. We have an interesting setup here. Like a it's a garage, but then we have, it's like a race. Holy cow, what on earth is going on here? But we're going to have to check that out here a little bit later. Might be some type of raceway, race around or something in vehicles. There is a placeable area over here. Also, just south of one of the custom cow areas. And this cow area here is this is modified. This one you can have calves or Holsteins, basically. A custom placeable area up here to the north in the far northwest of the map. Field of beets. Based on that color, I would say those are the custom beets. More custom animal areas, and that may be a secondary BGA. We'll have to take a look at that. Got our shop here to our right, and then some custom. These are custom pig area down there, right by our starting farm, and we are back to our starting point. Go ahead and get to the ground, and then we'll take a look around. That up. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look around the main farm area here. We do have a fuel trigger right there at the fuel tank. Shed for implement storage. There are random power washers scattered around the map. Now, we can't sell those, so those are pretty much embedded in the map. We have a garage here. Make use of your garage. And then here are the 4 greenhouses. These are the Farmer Andy greenhouses. Did a mod review on these several weeks back. Basically, you need to come in here and put manure right here at the entry door of the greenhouses. And then around back, you need to bring water. Greenhouses right here. And then we'll get product money per hour for the greenhouses. So we have tomatoes, lettuce, and lettuce in here. Of course, we could put more of these down, should we so wish, because we could buy them in the placeable area. Back over here. And that pretty much is, I guess, the starting area. Even though this is not the farmland that we own. Let's go ahead and pick up a Mahindra here. Tab to it. Here we have our vehicle shop. You have the sell point and service trigger on the inside of the building. Take a look at that. That is here. Button. Need to be able to come inside here in order to sell at the shop or do any customization here at the shop. Like the shop. Shop's got some nice custom assets in here, kind of lively it up. Got the gate up. Something else that this map has are timed sell points. It is now past 8 a.m. Won't really see that the sell points are closed because the sell points, one sell point that I saw, does open at 8 a.m. We do have some custom sell points here on the map. In fact, let's go ahead and just take a look at the first one that I saw right over here. See, this one says basically it's open. See, it's open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And what this is an interesting area. It's a bulk buy point and a sell point. So we can buy products here: wheat, barley, oats, canola, soybeans, corn from that particular chute. We can buy our root crops, this particular chute, beets, potatoes, and we can buy seed or fertilizer from the other chutes. Also have this set up as a sell point for our products. And then on the back, it appears that we also can sell our milk back here. So let's go ahead and go across the street to our animal dealer. Here's our animal dealer. And in order to purchase animals, we have to bring our trailer inside the shed here. Back up to this hashed area, and then this is where we can actually purchase our animals either with a trailer, or we can just come here and buy them and put them into the appropriate paddock or area directly. Continue on down here. We'll take a look at the custom horse area next. There are the greenhouses that we just took a look at. Here we have our custom horse pen. I really like how this is set up. Now, there is an area here for manure, but I don't think the horses actually produce any manure. Come on in here. Around. And then we will buy all horses right here at the gate. Get Palomino. We'll get that horse. So we have our feed trough. We have our water trough. And it's not marked over here, but this is the straw trigger right here. Okay. Take a look at our animal area. Let's see. We don't have anything here listed as a manure output. I don't think that they output any manure, but it is quite possible that they do, and it's just not mentioned. Here's one of the buildings that we could sell or put down additional buildings. And then we do have a water trigger right here. It's kind of a scaled down and reshaped in-game water tank. Right across this way, we do have a little bit of a horse training and riding area associated with the horse paddock. Kind of cool. Let's take a look. Let's try to plan out our action. Let's go ahead and just head on down south some more. Down a little bit. Way over here, maybe to Spinnery. Here we have 2 sell points. We have the spinnery to accept our cotton and our wool. And then we also have the shop here. Shop accepts our potatoes. Okay. The potatoes over here or wool or cotton. This particular area. And now we'll head over here. Map is kind of interesting because the farm silo is over here kind of off by itself. Get up. Here is our central farm silo for storing of grain and such. Wheat, barley, oat, canola, sunflower, soybeans, corn, potatoes, sugar beets, sugarcane, seed, mixed rations, chaff, wood chips, silage, grass, hay, straw, fertilizer, manure, pig food, lime, onion, carrot, and basically root beets. I guess that is. So all of those products can be stored here in our silo. And on new farmer mode, we do start with some crops. I should mention that in farm manager mode, the only thing that's different between farm manager mode and new farmer mode is the land ownership. Since you don't start with any vehicles in either mode due to that vehicle error, I don't know if vehicles are included in the other game modes or not. Go over here and just check because we do have some power lines in the middle of the field. So let's see, do we have collisions? Not. There are magical power lines that we can just drive through. Hedges have collisions. No, they do not. Okay. And one final check. Let's see, do the fences have collisions? Poles probably do. Oh, they do. While the power lines in the fields are collision free, and at least the edges that we attempted to drive through are collision free. The fence posts, well, no, the fence wire is not collision free. Make our way down here to the sheep area, swing over to the biogas plant, and then double back to the northern part of the map where most of the stuff is located. Alrighty. Here we are at the sheep area. We have our wool spawn point. We have our sheep delivery or purchase point here. A water trough. Our sheep side here. We have our food trough. Food trough is down here. Food trigger right here. And let's take a look, see if there's anything special about our sheep. They do. Look at that. They take wheat or barley as part of their food and silage. So if you give them grass or hay, well, they have 100% effectiveness. If you give them silage and barley or wheat, they're at 100% effectiveness. You don't have to feed them all of these. Basically, you can just feed them grass or hay and get the most productivity out of them. But there are some additional possibilities as far as feeding sheep here. Interesting. That is the sheep area. Got a little bit of vehicle storage or feed storage. You can feed grass and hay bales or keep your grass and hay bales down here. So desire. Where's this taking us? Well, maybe we won't go over to the GA at the moment. We'll just have to teleport over there and take a look at that. It's like this road is flipping us more towards the north. And that we might as well just go ahead and take a look at all of those other animal areas that are kind of lumped together. Just to the other side of this field here. Here we have that large placeable area that I mentioned in the flyover. And then we have kind of this open area cow enclosure or cow pen. But maybe the old building over here is being cleared out. Kind of have some construction sounds. So the old enclosure is being cleared out, so right now they're just kept over here in this field. Got our milk pen, milk trigger, and you can see we can do calves or Holstein. Okay, so $1,000 for a calf and $1,500 for a Holstein. There you go. See the calf right here. And the Holstein there. So we do have here the trigger for straw. Water trough there. Trough is in the bale ring. We have our slurry and manure pile here. Okay. Now, calves are a little bit of an interesting beast. Not really sure what the real usefulness of them is. See here, the Holstein takes just standard stuff, hay, silage, but wheat and barley. Sorry, not standard. So the Holsteins, 75% effectiveness with hay or silage, 25% effectiveness with wheat and barley. They reproduce. They produce manure, slurry, and milk, and require water and straw. So the calf basically has the same food requirements and lists here everything. But when I looked at the XML within the map itself, so the XML basically says that the sell price for both of these animals is the same, $500. You saw that the calf price was cheaper. It's $1,000 versus the Holstein, which is $1,500. Both animals require the same amount of food and water and straw per day. Both produce the same amount of liquid manure, solid manure per day, and both are as messy as possible per day. But the calf, as you would expect, does not produce any milk. It has no milk output, whereas the Holstein does indeed produce milk. The breeding rate for the calves is significantly lower than the breeding rate for the Holsteins. So with that, I gotta wonder, what good is the calf? The whole dynamic of animals growing, I don't think that's a function or a capability. I don't think there's some conversion factor going on where, over time, a calf will convert to a Holstein. Maybe there's a script or something that I've not seen in the map that might possibly do that over some really long period of time. But yeah, since they don't produce milk and they don't have a lower feed requirement, then I really have to wonder what is their overall usefulness other than just kind of a gimmick of the map. But it is an interesting gimmick. We have a silage bunker. Big old grass area inside. This isn't viable. Pretty interesting if it was. All right, let's go over here and check out this other multiple animal area. There's a couple other areas on the map also that have these calves. Not every cow area, but we'll see that come up again. Going over here. Come through this construction zone. Check. Take a look at those. Here we are. This is the pig area. There are 3 pig areas here and a chicken zone. Let's first run around back. So we've got a couple silage bunkers back here. Trigger. That one. And for this one. Vehicle storage. All over the place. Buildings. Doors work. Put stuff in there. Build trigger. I thought this door worked. There it is. Trigger on this door is a little tricky. See, we got all kinds of storage in here. We've got a customized repair trigger in here also. And in fact, I think this is cows. I don't think this is pigs. So the dialogue, here we go. Now a brown cow. Let's get a brown cow and take a look. So you can see we have mixed rations, hay, silage, grass, pretty standard for the cow. But then sugar beets is added as a food type. So if you feed them mixed rations, you don't have to feed them anything else. That's all they need. But if you give them hay and silage separate, grass separate, and sugar beets separate, well, there you're back up to 100% on effectiveness. Then we have, of course, water and straw requirements, and then manure slurry and milk. We got our slurry point here. Food trough is going to be on the inside here. Manure pile point is going to be over here. Okay. Through the building. Got our milk trigger over here on this side of the building. And that leaves us looking for the water and the straw. So this is going to basically kill my frames because there's so many lines and whatnot in here. So there is a straw trigger right there in the middle. Or that is, I think more effectively, this is water, I think. And I think there's a straw trigger over here. Okay. You have water trough here. And a water, like I said, it's a little confusing. There's a water trough that's, I don't think this is floating. I think it's supposed to be up here. I think it's so the cows don't basically have to, go all the way down to the ground to drink. But I think this is the water trigger. I didn't actually come around here with the water barrel or anything to validate those. Pretty sure that is the water trigger. Go ahead and check out water fill point. We have our chicken area. Go ahead and chicken, just to check to see if there's any custom chicken needs. Nope. Wheat and barley. Straw, water. Oh, so our chickens require water and straw as well as wheat and barley. They produce manure and eggs. Interesting enough. So, where do we give them water? Possibly right here to water barrels. So looks like where we might have some chicken poo pile up. Where our egg crates spawn at. This looks like this would be the water area. Water area. Another wash bin. Food triggers. I'm not really sure where the food trigger is for these. A couple triggers over here. Maybe food and water right beside these. Not really sure where the eggs are going to spawn. Possibly over here. Probably the straw area. That's pretty cool that there are some customizations to most of the animals here. Well, there's only one vehicle, so it's just tab, and here we go. All right, so let's go across the street and look at the pig areas. I came through and looked at this map earlier, kind of as a walkthrough, and I found lots of these customizations, but then there are still some customizations that I didn't notice on the first trip around. Let's throw me for a little bit of a loop. Here we have 2 pig barns. Okay, we'll purchase our pigs. White pig. This barn. We have our purchase point. This, I believe, is our food trigger. And we have our water trigger, or what I'm believing is the water trigger right here. And then we have what I believe is the straw trigger right here. We have slurry and manure. And then the other building is basically replicated. Straw, slurry, manure, water. We have a fresh water source right here. Drawing from this pond over here. We have the food trough, dump, and then other pig area. Go ahead and take a look. See if the pigs are any different. So corn, wheat, potatoes, water, straw. Yep, okay, the pigs look pretty much stock. Farm Sim 19. Back on out. Make our way up north. Yeah. Let's just drive in cab for a little bit. A little bit of look around. Map's smaller, so it's basically a flat map, if you will. One up in here. Then we have 2 sell points. Sell point right here to our left and to our right. Sell point to our left is the supermarket, and the sell point to the right is the mill. Mill takes most of our grains, and the supermarket here takes our eggs and milk. To the right, we have eggs and milk, and to the left, we have general sell point for our crops. Gonna have an arable farm type building here to our left. Some storage buildings and such, and a dead end. Back on out of here. Holes on the side of the roads have collisions. Oh, another dead end. Trying to get over to that placeable area. Kind of saw that. That road here dead ends. So this whole area up here is kind of a one-way in, one-way out affair. Here we'll got a sell point for logs and wood chips. Take a look at. It is a bit of a pity that that area right over there to the right we can't get to. Not viable land. There we go. All right, let's jump in the cab. Come on in here through the small forested area. In here we have the wood chip and the log areas. Chips. Alright. Head on up here and then make our way over to the west side. We'll end by taking a look at the grain mill, PGA cow farm Potter, and then we'll jump down at the biogas plant. Guys, what do you think of pure Netherlands? It's kind of an interesting map with some interesting features as far as the various animal areas. Probably the general lay of the map isn't something that I'd be looking to play, but the creativity that's gone into animal areas, they're all custom laid out, is rather interesting. I'd like to see him get that vehicle's XML fixed. Start with some starting equipment. Here we have our digestate trigger and our digester. Okay. Cow farm otter. Yep. Silage, hay, straw, grass, manure, and slurry. Here we have the milk point, slurry trigger, turn of the calves and the Holsteins over here. Same requirements as we saw over at the other area. Slurry point, manure pile, then our food trigger is going to be right here. We have our water trough side here. Not sure where the straw trigger is. Let's take a look, see if we can find it real quick. Like the straw trigger is inside here. So we should be able to blow straw from the outside. We have another cow area over here. We have our milk, manure, got where we can. Looked at these earlier and I forget. How about right here? Looked at all this earlier, and like I said, by the time I got around to recording, I've kind of forgotten where the triggers are for the. Find them for you. Do have another fresh water point there. Silage bunkers. There we go. Black cow. The delivery trigger is kind of tricky. There. Black cow. Sugar beets also are needed for these cows. Water trough. Water trigger is going to be, here we got probably food. Got another one on this side. So I think all the triggers for these cows are inside here. Say that, and then I see water out here. So here's your water trigger. So basically, this cow area and the other cow area are going to take a little bit of kind of experimenting and exploration to really figure out exactly where each of the triggers are, because the zones aren't overly marked well. But anyway, that'll give you kind of a good general overview of what's going to be on here. Jump down here to the BGA. We can buy for $162,000. Our digester. And a pair of bunkers. Chaff trigger for that one. Chaff trigger for that one. And chaff trigger for that one. Don't have a chaff trigger for this one back here at all. Just have one silage bunker down here because this whole back area doesn't have a trigger. See, it's not coming up. It comes up for this one. Interesting. So guys, there you go. We have pure Netherlands. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Until next time, happy farming.